Hello, welcome to today's live stream. Today we are going to be following on from last time where we were designing some sound design, designing some bass patches for leakage, which I managed to find the old beta version here. It's a machine that I built that every time you play a new note it moves to a different chain in a chain selector, which I have over here, which contains a different patch. And with the update of wavetable in Ableton Live 10, the whole objective is to make a whole bunch of new patches because we can get much fatter sounds. I was just using operators. I think these are all operators in here, like so. I'll get this going in a minute. I'm pretty sure the beta still works properly. But yeah, I kind of forgot that I'd made this, and it's one of the coolest concepts that I think I've had. But I made it back when I was learning Max for Live, and yeah, I wasn't as good as I am now, so I feel like I can make it a lot better. But in order to do that, I want to get a whole bunch of really fat patches first. So we made 8 last time. Here they are here. We made 8 kind of themes. They were simple, spread, harmonic, retro, liquid, chorale, detuned, and acid. And I believe if I play one of these loops, we can listen to it. Let's just stop this. So if we look into this clip, you'll see I have the chain selector playing different chains, and in the instrument rack we have our different chains here, and this is what the chain selector is moving. So that's the idea. What I'd ideally like to do is make 128 of these over, I don't know, the next month or so, just when we have some time. And maybe use some of the old operator ones. I'll load up leakage and show you how it works really quick. Again, it's really buggy and it's really beta, so it's not really something releasable as of yet, but I have uploaded it to Patreon if the people who want to use all my probably broken stuff want to just try it out. It is there. So the concept behind leakage, let's go ahead and just throw in some notes. So I've just got a beat here. I'm just going to start off with a bunch of 16th notes. Slow it down a bit. And if we open this up and go count all MIDI notes, then it's set to 16 numbers of steps. So it's gone through that clip, it's found 16 individual MIDI notes, and so it's set the sequencer to 16 steps. Now this sequencer, even though it's a piano roll, it doesn't actually play notes. What it does is it picks individual racks that are over there. So there's 128 racks over on the other thing. So by kind of moving all of these around, what that means is each one of those 16th notes is going to get assigned a different rack. So if I go over and have a look here and bring up our chain selector, and we don't have to restrict this to the amount of steps or notes that are in the loop. I can bring the step value up here. Let's just go reset step value so it goes all the way up the spectrum. And then of course we've got, excuse me, we've got grunt, wub, and wob. So these can be changed by changing individual values here. Let me just set it back to 16 steps. Actually, let's not make it 16. Let's just go. Let's make it slightly interesting. So I'm going to go set to 16. So the grunt kind of like changes a particular parameter within all 128 of those presets. The wob does something, I can't remember what it does, and the wub, I am assuming, does some kind of LFO notes here. So yeah, that's the idea behind leakage, and yeah, what I want to do is make this a lot better and just really, really solid, because pretty much every track I write, I do some instance where I resample the same bass line or synth line over and over and over again, and with different patch sounds, and then subtract. Yeah, so it's the same. It's the same thing. It's the same thing that I've been doing all my musical career. I just want to have a device that does it instead. So that's the idea. What's up, Daniel? Ill-Fate. Have I missed Space Moth? Space Moth, sorry, man. Kevin, Martin, Bim, Camillo. And I'm streaming to Facebook, Twitch, YouTube. So again, if I answer any questions that you do not see, it may be on another platform. It's just on the other thing, I think this can I think I made this like fun with MIDI as well. Can I do this? Where's my MIDI not working? It's not happy. Got no MIDI today? Should always check my shit before I start my stream. No, I don't know what's going on there. But anyway, yeah, you can play a MIDI keyboard, and like every note you hit will be a new thing. And yeah, so today I just want to go through, probably make another 8 of these different patches. So we kind of last time established 8 different styles of patch, and I'm just going to repeat that over and over. So we've got a simple one. Let's listen to them individually. Let's just play this loop here. Which is currently playing nothing. Where's my shit? There we go, okay. So each one of these has a punch, which is kind of the decay on the cutoff or the envelope. And then we have a wub, which of course is the LFO amount. Then we have grunt, which usually applies like some kind of frequency modulation or phase shifting or some kind of just something that gives it a bit more power. And then we have special, and this is like dependent on the actual particular synth. So that adds a reverb. If we move over to the spread one, so this is kind of like a nice kind of thuddy one. You can see that changes the amount of the wave fucking. Not sure what the special does here for this one. God, that's fiddly to use, that chain selector. I should assign it to a knob. That's what I'm going to do. Chain selector to macro 5. It's going to make things easier for me. So we want number 2. Oh no, we want number 1. Trying to remember what that special does for this one. Nothing. Really? Oh, it's changing the amount of the unison. Okay, let's move over to the next one, number 2. This is called harmonics. What's up, Dark Rest Music? How you doing? So this special changes some kind of simple delay with a pitch mode on. Put my headphones on. Let's try the next one. I'm just going through them so I can remember what they are. So special obviously changes the downsample. Next one, which is the liquid. Let's put a beat back in. Make sure this is a loop. Look, it stops there. That's not ideal. We'll make it 5 because I don't like having an 8-bar loop. Very good. Let's move on to number 5. Pretty cool patches. Number 6. What's up, Moz Live? And the last one, which was number 8. So already just with those 8, we've got a whole range of really expressive things that we can play with. And again, you have to excuse me today, I've got chronic allergies, like the spring is just destroying me here. Not only is it my nose today, it's my eyes, so I'm having a bit of a trouble seeing. I need to go get some antihistamines. Okay, so I've just duplicated the simple 1, and I'm going to change this to simple 2. So the simple 1 is just real simple. At the moment, let's say I'm just going to a chain selector, bring this across to the right place, and bring this up to 8. So we can just play with this one. I'm just going to stop this loop. Turn the special down, turn the grunt down, turn the wub down, hide the chain selector, bring the wavetable up. And I'll keep the reverb there. I think for the simple one, we don't want to have too much, so I'm just going to have a very slight reverb. We'll have like a saw and then a square, and then maybe like a detuned or frequency synced saw, and a same for the square. So this one we're using a saw, which is good, and the saw we go up with the FM amount, so we're frequency modulating it with the same frequency. Bring the punch right up. So I'm going to move this up just to a square. And turn the volume down a little bit. Me now, what's up? Any folk, I don't know what that means, man. Sorry, Daniel. So I'm just pretty happy with a square. I don't want to make the simple one any more complicated than it needs to be. We'll just check out the wub. Make sure it wubs. It wubs. And bring up the grunt. Excuse me. That's all good. And the reverb. I'm just going to call perfect on that. That's all we need. Simple square, perfect. So the next one is the spread one. Let's bring that down. And we'll have a look and see what we've got. So again, I'm not going to solo it. We'll go into the chain, make it the right number. And we'll bring this up to 9. And let's have a listen. And let's see what we have here. Let's bring the grunt and the wub down and the punch all the way up. So this is kind of like a saw, but we've got a pulse width base wave shape. This one's still just a simple saw. What are we doing in the modulation? Are we doing anything? We've got LFO2 slightly on the OSC2 pitch, which is here. So let's again move this up to a... Okay. So we'll remove that from the grunt and we'll bring that up to a square. In fact, let's change this to a pulse width. And this one here, let's get rid of the grunt. Let's try the dual. And the idea with this one, with the spread one, is it's more for punchy sounds, so kind of a disco-y type bass thing. So I'm going to bring the punch all the way down, which is going to bring the frequency down, and you'll see it shortens the decay on envelope 2, which is attached to the frequency 1 of the filter. Not too bad. What else could we do? Let's have a cycle through this. That's pretty cool. What I might do is assign the envelope 2 to the OSC2 pitch as well. We'll try it on the OSC1 pitch as well. Maybe a little bit of FM on this. Nope. Let's put in a bunch of 16th notes just so I can hear this one how it's supposed to be, which is lots of punchy sounds. So it's not as nice as I'd like it. I think what I'll do is I'll go into my mapping, and for the envelope decay, just take the envelope off the wave position dials for a sec. Maybe give this one a bit of resonance. We'll change the filter mode to OSR. Maybe a bit of morphing could be cool, so let's put the LFO2, which is already on oscillator 2. Oh, it's on oscillator 2 pitch. That's interesting. Okay, we'll get rid of that. We'll add the LFO2 to the oscillator 2 position instead. And we'll detach the amount from... no, we need to use... No, we're on LFO2. That's cool. We'll make this fast. We'll turn off retrigger. This one isn't really doing a hell of a lot. I might go into the noise category and give it a bit of sound to it. What's up, Daniel? You had me at free 2 OSC1. High pitch drop to fat chick fart. Wah 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 any foie gras. Okay. I got you, man. What's up, David? So this is just the noise. I really like these wavetables. Too much of that LFO moving this around. Maybe if we put this in rate mode and do it like a saw down. Sorry, rate mode, not retrigger mode. I like that. Okay, so the wub, again, that should just work. And the grunt, what's that currently doing? It's changing the sync mode of this fucker. I think that's way too much, so I'm going to remove the value. No. Can I undo that? Oh man. My dick butt is fucking up all my undo history. So I copied value to siblings then. And now I can't undo it all. So, did that just cause me a really big amount of problems? I got noisy today. Okay, let's have a quick listen to all these and see if they sound okay. I'm pretty sure that's all good. So I'm going to unmap it, not copy the value siblings. What happens is my dick butt Max for Live plugin, which is just a joke. So I just threw it together without even thinking about it or optimizing it. Because it has a automatic kind of LFO moving a live dial, that's counted as something that Live goes, hey, they might want to undo that. So when I actually have that active, it's turning, I don't know, like hundreds of times per second, it's turning that dial and they're all getting added to the undo buffer. So if I make a mistake, I'm basically screwed myself because I can't go back. So I've got to remember that. So mental note, remove dick butt from my countdown timer. Hey Rodrigo, what's up, man? Long time no talk. Okay, so the grunt, what can we do with the grunt for this one? I'm going to bring the punch right up. Maybe if we throw a bandpass filter on this and we'll make it parallel mode. Lots of resonance. Oh no, sorry, this is a bandpass here. It's not really doing much. Oh, you guys hear that traffic noise? Maybe if we let's try adding the grunt to the tune amount and the tune and the amount of the FM on the white noise. Can we map it to the? We can map it to the semitones. So the pitch of the noise, that could be interesting. I've never tried that before. Make sure I do the actual mapping. Probably work with something a bit more pitched. So let's just try a different noise sound. It's gone to negative 24 semitones. So let's just make sure that this is on 0. And maybe the pulse width as well. Change the minimum value to 0. I don't feel like this punch knob's doing as much as it does for the others. I mean, that's fine. So what's different here? Maybe it's because I changed these to parallel. Yep. Turn the noise back on. Different noise. Very good. Okay, and we also have, let me turn that brake off. One thing that bugs me is when you maximize the wavetable, you can't solo a track. So the special one for this spread is obviously the detuned amount. So let's bring that up, bring that down, bring the special up, and listen. We'll choose classic, maybe. I'm getting these weird pops again. I'm just going to quickly restart my computer, my live. I'll be back in 20 seconds. Hold on. Okay. Hey, Luna Fox. How you doing? I've got another one. I've got another Be Right Back screen, which I've been working on. I've been working on it for weeks. What it is, the window behind me looks right down into the main street. So I'm on a really main street where I live. There's lots of stuff going on. There's heaps of people. And I've got a camera pointing out there, and it looks really cool. But the problem is, like, pretty much exactly pinpoints exactly my house where I live, like with a bit of with a simple Google of one of the businesses, you'd be able to find out where I live. So I think I might add a blur filter on it and then use it. It's kind of cool. But yeah, let's go, Miz. Alex's chill couch. We're not allowed to sit on that couch. Okay, so hopefully this has fixed the problems. Hey Carlos on Facebook, what's going on? So this is classic mode with unison. That's a pretty wild patch, actually. Alright, yeah, I'm happy with that one. So we will call that spread number 2. That is a good one. Very happy. And I'm just going to continue the trend. So the harmonics one, we'll copy that down to here. Rename it to harmonics number 2. Headphones keep cutting out. Better. Okay, change selector number 10, and you can go all the way over there. So yeah, I mean the whole idea with the harmonics one is kind of a nice clean sub. We don't really need a sub because they're going to be. I'm going to have a sub chain which covers all of the low end, so we'll just do it anyway. We can fix it up later in the optimization. So I have basic harmonic series. There's a whole harmonics category here. So let's just unmap that one. Okay, let's look at our matrix. I'm just going to remove the macro mappings because we'll do our own grunt, and I'm going to turn off the ping pong delay here. We'll get rid of all of these. Let's play with some of these. We'll play with the classic and the moderns, see if we can get kind of a bit more of a, I don't know, sharpness to it. Let's try a different harmonic. Maybe if we attach envelope 2 to the OS1 position, put it into rates mode and choose random, and we'll choose 16th notes. And, ooh, okay, Control Z, we want LFO 2, don't we? Yep. No, LFO 2, OS1 position, random, sync mode, 16th notes. So it's kind of picking random harmonics throughout the wavetable. Maybe if we add this, put the LFO2 on the sync as well, that would do some weird stuff. Probably too much. Let's go FM, and instead of OS1 OS1 FM amount, that's what we want. Let's try a different wave. I'm not sure about this random. Let's just try a square. Let's make it really fast, like 30-second notes. Rhombus slabs. How's it going? Too much saw? Not bad. Let's add another harmonics. It needs a bit more of a harshness to it. Kind of gets rid of all the melodic integrity of it though. Let's change the volume of this oscillator. We're using envelope 3. Yeah, the mod matrix is pretty sweet. That's a bit more like it. Okay, let's play with the grunt. Is that attached to anything? No. Harmonics. We'll just stick with the FM classic and modern are really good things for these. So we'll chuck that on the grunt. It's going to be quite heavy. And we'll map the grunt just to the oscillator to position, perhaps. Make sure this is the right length. Okay, for the special we have ping pong delay with the dry wet and the time mapped to the special. So don't know how that's going to go. We'll have a listen. Get back to this clip. Oh yeah. I like that. Alright, I'm going to save that one. That is our harmonics 2. Let's move on to retro. So we'll call this retro 2. Go into our chain selector, bring this across to the right point, and make this 11. So what does retro mean? Probably we've got retro stuff here. I'll turn off oscillator 1. So we have envelope 1 assigned to the OS1 position. Envelope 3, sorry. It's quite cool. Let's add envelope 3 to the OS1 warp. Excuse me. Envelope 3, warp. Maybe some attack. Okay, let's unmap this from grunt, turn it on. It's on the wub as well, huh. Sorry guys, hold on. Real life. All good. I kind of like that. I don't know if I'd call it vintage. Retro. Okay, what's the grunt assigned to? Nothing. It seems like the fold amount is just really good for grunt. Actually, in this one I might make it an FM, and we'll make it 50% tune, see how that sounds. Maybe 100%. I think this could benefit from a chorus. I'm not going to use that, the unison, because I don't want to create two separate actual voices. Kevin, retro. Imitative of a style, fashion, or design from the recent past. That's definitely what this patch is, for sure. I like it. And we've kind of lost the sub, but again, don't worry about that because we're going to have a separate sub chain as usual. Maybe I should do that now. Let's just save it first. So I'm going to call this instrument rack. We'll just call it ups. And so I'm going to group that into another instrument rack, which we'll call parent. Why not? So we've got the ups, and in the ups we need to have a EQ8. So that's going to cover all of the patches. We're going to roll off the bass around 100, say, and then over here I'm going to add one more, but we're going to use an operator. We're going to call this the downs, and we don't need to add any any EQs to this because this is just going to be a sine. And as usual, what I like to do is I like to give it some FM of 50% of the fundamental. We'll give it a slight pitch envelope. So now none of these should have any bass, any sub, which they don't, but when we bring in the sub, let's just try it with some different notes. Some really cool patches in here. Back to the retro one. So what are we at? I think the chorus is a bit too much. Let's just bring the dry wet down. Yeah, I know it might not sound like a retro thing to you, but where have these guides gone? They're there. They're not there. They're not there. Good time to save. I think that's a good patch. Okay, let's move on to liquid 1. We'll drag that down. Change that. Ooh. Liquid 2. Gotta stop soloing now they're in a rack, so we'll go up to chain selector 12, open up the chains, bring that across. So quite a lot going on this one. We've got a flanger. I'm going to remove the flanger for now. And let's look at the wavetable. So let's remove this from the grunt. Anything else on the grunt? No. I'm going to make a new MIDI clip. Let's make a wide variety of notes. You guys see that? Where'd that arpeggiator thing come from? It must be something to do with the LFOs, I think. Okay, envelope 3 is a loop, so I'll turn that off. Okay, back to the clip. We'll make this a 4-bar loop just so we don't our ears keep going. Ears are getting tired. Do a little self-made vibrato here. That's going to be way too much. Dun, dun, dun. It's a bit more exciting, a bit more funky. Sick more, check more, kick more, gato. I wish I still had some gear. I just wanted to pop in and say I appreciate your time. I learned so much from the videos you put out there so many years ago. You're awesome. Thank you very much. Glad I could help. And glad you came back to say hello. Okay, let's play with this. It says liquid. Let's go for a format. Gonna get rid of all these assignments. Bring the punch all the way up. Oh yeah, why not? Let's do one of these. What I'll do is I'll put the... Thank you, Upper Deckers, for the follow. Thank you, thank you. I'll put envelope 3 onto the oscillator 1 wave position, and I will make this back into a loop. And for the decay, what I'll do is I'll add LFO2 to the decay. It's not really doing shit. Let's bring it back. And we'll add it to the attack as well. See what happens. Get a bit crazy on it. Just playing with the FM amount. Make it 50%. That's kind of cool. So what I might do is put LFO2 on the Osc1 FM amount, just a tiny bit, like 3 or something like that. What's up, David? How you doing? Glad you're enjoying it. Els, how often do I get incredibly discouraged while trying to make something? Look, I'm a big fan of getting followed by J-Man3601. Thank you. Look, if something's not working for me, there's kind of like two modes for something's not working for me. It's when I'm getting fatigued. So if I've been working on something for too long and new ideas just aren't coming, and I see that because I've just kept working on it for ages, then I just stop, or I change what I'm doing, or I do something else. The other one is sometimes I just can't quite get what I want. Like I just can't get it to a particular point. And in those cases, I don't have a particular time limit or a particular amount of attempts, but what I do is I stop. I never delete anything. Like I never get rid of something. I always disable it and come back to it later. Or I do something totally different with it. Like I might, let's say I'm unhappy with this and it's just sounding like noise. Maybe I'll resample it as some noise and then use that sample and chop it up into little bits and then throw it into a sampler and then kind of add something else to it. And I just kind of, anything that I think is heading towards a trash place, I recycle it basically. And I find that really, really productive for the excitement factor. So, because giving up on something or getting discouraged because you're not getting a result, it really sucks to be defeated by that, and it kind of ruins the flow of whatever you had. This is for me personally. And so if I can actually take that and turn it into something else, I think that I'm like, wow, I just did something like really cool with something that sounded really shit. So now I'm feeling really more amped to go and make something more. So that's what I tend to do to myself. And that took quite a few years for me to be able to do that as well. I definitely spent lots of years when I was starting out getting really, really, really frustrated. But I find with people who are starting out, they spend a lot of time getting discouraged with things that shouldn't really matter at the current stage they're at, not in their production career or level of expertise, but in the stage they're at in the song. Like, when I see DJs sit down who are trying to get into production, a lot of things they do is they will spend, half an hour trying to place kind of hi-hats in the stereo spectrum properly, or making the snare just sit perfectly with like the hats, and that to me, this is again all personal, but to me that's optimization period. Like get those foundations in there so you can start zapping over to the bass and then go and put some pads in, and then you can kind of work on the bass a little bit and work on the pads a bit. And once they're all working, then you can kind of work out where everything kind of like slots in and kind of smooth it all out. It's like carving a sculpture. You kind of start up with a big chisel and then smooth it all down. So that's where I find a lot of people get discouraged, is they're just not time managing properly. Like, you want to keep the flow going, you want to keep it exciting, you don't want to get something stagnant. And of course the other problem with doing that is becoming stale. So if you're trying to hit something and it's in your head but you can't make it, if you're listening to it for 30 minutes over and over and over, whatever it sounded like before, if it was any remotely good, it's probably going to sound shit now. But to somebody else, it's still going to sound good because they haven't heard it 50,000 times, but you have. So it gets stagnant. So yeah, I just say keep moving, come back to it later. That's my simple answer. Fuck, I hope that made sense. All right. In saying that, I've completely destroyed this. So I think it was the FM amount that was screwing it up. It's still moving a little bit too fast for my liking, so I'm going to move the attack up a little bit. Remember, this envelope is on loop mode, so it's basically acting as its own LFO. And even I've got the LFO2 changing the envelope 3 decay and the attack. So this is changing these. I'm like squeezing it with my hand on my screen. That's changing these, so it's kind of changing the speed of whatever LFO this is creating. But what would also be cool, I think, is to put the LFO2 on the actual oscillator 2 position as well, I think. So it's kind of starting in different places when it does that oscillation. You know what? Let's throw in another format, an exact same one of those. Format AEIOU, pulse width, that's crazy. So it's the same one. I'm going to put this in the same position, which is 44%. Type it in manually. And what I want to do is I want to do the opposite of that. So here's OSC1 position. Here's OSC2 position. So what I'm going to do is go down to negative 73, negative 70. I'm going to go negative 41. So this is basically doing the two oscillators, same wave shape, but I'm going to be doing the opposite to each one. Don't know if it's going to be good or not. I think that's it. And we need to bring the volume of oscillator 2 up. And this one is negative 12 semitones for some reason, so let's make that 0. So this is this one. This is this one. So it's not working how I wanted. So let's try something a bit different. Let's change the wave shape. That's cool. It's never really gotten too cheesy for me, formats. Format filters, format synths, format wavetables, that alien robot kind of sound. It's never, even from my old Psytrance days when I first really heard it, it's never gotten old. It can be funky, it can be trippy, it can be all kinds of things. Hey Happy Axe, how you doing? What's up Nightpot? Nice of you to join us. Okay, let's talk about grunt. So we've got voices. What can make a voice grunty? Maybe like rasp. How can we make it raspy? You know, like someone's been chain smoking or something. Some noise would be cool, but we're kind of using both of our oscillators here. So maybe if we use in a very different, unconventional way, we'll put a vocoder at the end of the wavetable, and it's in noise mode. So this might be quite loud. Hello. So what we've got is a vocoder, and it's using the carrier as just white noise. So the dry wet here. And of course we could play with things like how many bands there are that could change the... do you guys say timbre or timbre? 1 for timbre, 2 for timbre. I saw another stream where they were having a debate about this. I've always said timbre. And of course we can change the depth and everything else, all the format. Maybe if we make just like 8 bands, it might be better. Change the bandwidth, maybe? That could introduce some harmonic content, I think. You say timbre, oop? Hey Tim, how you doing over on Facebook? Whatever number, timbre. So you say timbre. Where the fuck did I get timbre from? No, timbre. Timbre? No, I don't even know how I say it. Timbre. Timbre. Timbre sounds cooler. It does sound like one of those words that English people and American people might pronounce differently though. Sinusoidal. Timbre. I mean, I went to school to study music for 2 years at university, and I feel... I mean, I fucking sucked and dropped out. and I probably got everything wrong. That's why I'm saying timbre, but I just feel like that's something I would know. Anyway, let's not focus on that because I'm wrong. I'll try to say timbre. But if I say timbre, then all my New Zealand friends might hassle me and say, well, why are you saying it like that? So I like this vocoder to get the raspiness. I wonder if, so I play with the bandwidth. So what we can do here is we can assign the grunt to the dry wet of the vocoder. Yep. What does it sound like with the punch down? We'll let it go all the way up to completely 100%. And for the special, let's see what sounds good. Hang on. So bring these up, bring these up. What bands do we want? 16? We'll go for 12. Does the depth? Put the bandwidth back at 100. Cool. Okay, what we'll do is we'll map the release to the special. So at its maximum, we want it to be about 16. And we'll attach the format to the special as well. Do I want to play with the bandwidth? What we could do is we could assign the bandwidth to the grunt, but we could reverse everything, so we can make it 100 down to 10%. Maybe 10 down to just like 70%, so we still get some white noise at the initial stage. Problem with this though is the special now does not do anything without the grunt. It is dependent on the grunt dial for actually doing something. Would putting a redux on the bass frequencies work? It would, but we've got a redux on, is it this one here? No. So I'm trying to keep everything in 8s. If that makes sense. So I kind of want to only have a redux on, where is that redux? It's got a vocoder. There it is there. So on this Retro 2 one. So I kind of want to keep the redux. Every set of 8, I only kind of want to have one effect after the actual oscillator, but just, you know, for fun, let's do it. I mean, a redux on a format to me is just great. All right, let's put the redux downsample on this special as well. So. Why do we not have anything coming from the grunt now? What have I done wrong here? Oh, yeah, the special needs to be up. What I'll do is I'll remove it from special and add it to grunt instead. See how that sounds? I did not do it. And that kind of works because as we turn the vocoder up, if the special is down, which is making it not have any kind of high harmonics or overtones, the actual downsample will do that job for us. Kind of. We could be totally insane and turn this into awesome. Good suggestion. Who suggested that? Els. Good stuff. Jonatas, very nice producer. Thanks, sir. Tom, are you coming to Singapore anytime soon? Probably not anytime soon, unfortunately, but I will come. I will come sometime. Tombra. Richard's got it over on Facebook. Tombra. That's how I remember it. Hey, Tombra. Easy. I'm super happy with that patch. I'm just going to go to the restroom, or in Australia we say the pisser. I will be back in real quick. Back. You guys miss me? Okay. So, how have we done? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've done 5 today. Let's move on to the next one, which is growl. So, bring you down the bottom. Rename to number 2. Just going to save this project. And we'll go up to 13. And make sure our chain is in the right place. Okay, so let's get rid of a bunch of stuff that we don't need. Remove the grunt. I like that one because we use something else for the grunt other than, you know, the OSC, the wavetable position or the fold modes or whatever. So this is called growl. So this kind of needs to growl. Let's try the distortion ones. What's going on here? That one is too much. So let's attach envelope 3 to the OS1 position. It's already got an attack on it. I'm gonna go down 12 semitones here. Hey Pilk, how are ya? Miss you too. Less than 3. It's kind of growl. Oh, it's called wow. It's kind of growly. I reckon growl and whatever the other one was that we just had. I think it was in filter. Mm. 12 semitones down. It's kind of growly. Let's try going the opposite direction for the oscillator 1 wave. Let's change the pulse width with the envelope as well. Try a modern mode. I'm going to add LFO2 to the OSC2 position and make it really fast. We'll keep it on sync mode. We'll make it 30-second notes or something like that. Make a triangle. Let's try 64ths. Hey, it's Ned. How you doing? Still not quite there. I'm not sure about this distortion wow one. It's got too many harmonics on it. So let's just do a quick cycle through, bit of wave surfing. What's this? Old guy again. Let's go in the opposite direction. Down 12 semitones. Still not quite there. Harmonics not going to do us much. Let's add the envelope 3 to the cutoff, just for fun. It's kind of, can I do it? Maybe an erosion for this one. Is there a phaser there? There is too. That'll be what this special knob's for. Might keep that there. Let's play with the erosion. Well, there's our grunt as well. Okay, so we'll add the grunt to the amount of the erosion. Let's get rid of that fucking loop, man. Too many things, too many things. Still not quite right. Let's just try and pan these a little bit to the left and the right. It's this oscillator. Maybe I just need to tone it down with the envelope. Maybe we can go down 12 now. Alright. Alright, I'm happy with that one. Save it. Okay, we've done growl, so we've got detuned and acid left. So acid is, I don't think it sounded anything like acid. These names are kind of just arbitrary at the moment now. Okay, let's get rid of a bunch of stuff. Let's just go with the basic saw for now. Let's give this one an amp. Let's see what happens. Amp no good. Put an LFO 2 on the filter 2 frequency. Let's go for a saw dual. Make this 24 semitones above. Maybe 12. So LFO2 speed, let's assign that to envelope 2. Or backwards. What if we put LFO2 onto LFO1 rate and then change the wub knob? Okay, we'll add dynamic tube. I never use the dynamic tube. What does that do to a nice? Not the right thing. Overdrive, shape it a bit. Let's try the drum bus. It's got a nice little toolkit of fun things to play with. Jamin, are there any tips to write exciting sounding bass riffs? Like, are you influenced by any artist, or does it just come with practice? I tend to stick to the minor blues key, like, because I like things that have a bit of funk in them. Usually I start with one long note or 4 short quarter notes or 8/8 notes, and then I just kind of have them all on the same note, and then I just kind of move them around, and then I'll make some shorter and move them a little bit to the side until I start getting a bit of a run that I like. Phrasing I think is really important as well, like these loops that we've got here, like this one, this one. Yeah, let me just get rid of this wub. I'll pick a different sound. So that's kind of boring. It's just like, but this one is a bit more of a feeling because it's 4 bars long. We've kind of got it's almost like a call and a response. So there's a call, and then there's the funky bit, and then at the end we've got a dooka 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 dooka. So it's, to me, it's almost like this is the call, and then this is the response. Then this is actually pretty much this. So you could actually put this back here. But what I've done is I've changed the notes around, so it's just a little bit of a variation. So it's like call 1, response. Call 2, response 2. Usually what I do is, if I was writing an actual track, I'd probably go this, then this, then this. I'd save this 4th bar into the end of 16 bars or 32 bars, because this is really kind of the end of a phrase type feeling of the particular bass line, or it could be a melody or whatever you want. Just because we're working with a loop here, I've just got it at the end of every 4th thing. Yeah, I mean, and another good one is just, I don't think my keyboard's working. But get a keyboard and actually just like pluck some notes around. And yeah, if you want funk, use a minor blues scale to start with. Yeah, what's up? What's up? Okay, let's move on. So we're working on this one here. So it's getting weird with that LFO stuff, which I'm not sure about. So let's play with that a little bit. We were playing with the grunt, so I had a drum bus. That's not going to work either. What can we do? Let's put a flanger on, but let's not have the normal flangey sound. Let's turn the amount off. I'll give it an envelope instead. I'm getting that weird popping sound again, so if you guys just bear with me for a few seconds. I'm just going to restart live. Hold on. I got to fix this problem. Okay, we're back. So you reckon the pedal instrument? I honestly have not used this, so talk me through how to make it sound good on this. I mean, okay, we've got 3 options here we can choose. I'm guessing this is like how much of this particular parameter is applied to what range. Ooh. That's quite a significant difference. So I'm going to group that together. I'm going to make 2 instances of them. I'm going to put one slightly to the right, one slightly to the left. We'll turn this one on. We use the overdrive. Sounds good. Okay, let's map the dry wet to a dial, dry wet, sorry, to a macro. Well, they're happening simultaneously now. So there's our grunt. So we'll map that dial to the grunt. And for the special, so I did have a flanger there. Let's do something a bit more subtle. Let's try an auto filter, but we'll make it a notch. Fortunately, we don't have a dry wet, so what we'll do is we'll group this again into an instrument rack. Go in here, create a new chain. This one is dry. This one is wet. Open up the chain selector. Drag both of these across the full spectrum. And dry, we'll move this like, oops, move this one here, this one here. So this is dry, this is wet. Cool, and we'll map the chain selector to a macro as well. And then we have to map this one to this one. And then we have to map this one to this one. Okay, last one. I need to go have some lunch. So we'll do one more and then we'll call it. Thanks for the suggestion to the pedal. The last one, did I do that already? Have I done, oh no, have I done them all? Oh, that was detuned. Growl detuned, okay, so acid is the last one. Again, I'm just making bass sounds now, and they're not sticking, they're not adhering to what they're named, but Okay, what do we got here? Turn off that oscillator. I kind of like that almost already. It's quite simple. So we'll give envelope Babuli Baba. Welcome along. Thanks for the follow. Let's give valet flow to the oscillator 2 wave shifting thingy. And we'll map the frequency of the second filter to the punch as well. So we have a redux here, but I'm not going to use it for this, for the grunt. Maybe FM the shit out of this one. Sounds good. Okay, I'm happy with those 8 that we just made, so let's do a bit of a test. Let's go into this MIDI clip, go into our envelope, look at go into the, not the parent, oh shit, parent, ups, punch, chain selector. Okay, let's turn this down to 0. So I'm going to pick a different chain for each one of these notes. This is going to be fun. Oh god, come on. How many we make? 16. So with the actual leakage plugin, I will try, just before I finish the stream, we'll try and get it working with leakage. It'd be silly not to, because that's the whole purpose of this, and it'd be nice to actually see it working and motivate me to actually do some cool stuff. I'm just going to put some random... Oh no, just take your time, Tom. Take your time. It's worth doing right. Okay, cross your fingers. This is just going to sound good out of the box. Okay, it's starting to sound good. So let me just save this. Okay, I'm gonna copy it across. Just a disclaimer here. I don't know if this is going to work properly. So leakage. Let me just close this down. So all the ones in leakage, we have 128 operator patches. I'll tell you what I'm going to do first. I'm going to do... okay, this is going to take a minute because leakage has so many patches. You guys like it? Good. Okay, so we've got a duplicate of leakage. The reason I duplicated it is I want to save this and upload it to the Patreon archive for those people who want to play with it before it's finished. So I'm going to have a leakage, which is old, and this is new, leakage new. So leakage new, I'm going to delete all of these patches. Can I just copy this directly across? One way to find out. So here's leakage. So I need to remap these. Wait, where are these all mapped to? List. Ups. Okay, list, ups, parameters. This is the steps. This needs to go to the chain selector. Grunt, we assign to the grunt. Womp, I'm going to assign the womp to the special. No, to the grunt. And this one will assign to the special. It means I need to play with the punch manually. So hopefully, if I play this clip, we're getting nothing. Why are we getting nothing? There's a reset button. For some reason this isn't working with the transport. Is this one working with the transport? Let's have a look. reset. So I think by having two instances of it, I've freaked it out. So again, this is one of the reasons why I haven't made this public. So this transport should be moving. I'll tell you what, I'll save this. I'll get rid of leakage old for now, see if there was a conflicting thing between the two. Let's open this up and have a look. See how much of a mess it is. So what have I got rolling? Look at it. This is one of my earliest patches, so it's definitely a bit of a mess. Where is the transport? Live property is playing yes on select 0, select 1. All right, let's try it this way. I really just want to hear this working before Tom leakage. Let's just load a new instance of it. Turn it off and on again. Didn't even load it, okay. I want to have some lunch. How's everyone's day going? We good? Okay, we're good. Look, something's gone on. I don't know what it is, but I don't want to spend any more time troubleshooting it on live on the stream. For some reason my live steps aren't transporting properly as they should. But this is how it's going to sound anyway. Cool. What's up, Jamin? What's up, JB? I'm going to leave it, yeah. As we were talking about before, when you hit a point, it's good to just take a break, and that's what I'm going to do. I've been streaming for 2 hours, and that's frustrated me because it hasn't been working. So I am going to go have some lunch, get leakage working, and then I'm going to collect all and save it, upload it to the Patreon. Again, if you're not, I know I keep shilling this, but it's brand new, and we've already got some people in there: Calvin, Chris, Cookies, Dan, Finn, Jason, Matt, Noel, Peter, Rob, Sneaky Steve, and Swen. You're all awesome. Currently, this is covering my internet bill and starting to pay for my power bill as well. So yeah, I'm uploading all my projects after each stream to Patreon, just for people who want to play with them and want to have a go themselves. The finished product will be free, of course. You guys know me, and I'll put it out there when it's ready and polished. But if you want to have a look behind the scenes, you can exchange your money from you to me, and it would be greatly appreciated, so I don't have to work, and I can do more stuff like this. All right, guys. Thank you very much. I will catch you probably tomorrow at the same time, roughly 10, 11. Oh no, when did I start today? I started at 1 p.m. AEDT. So yeah, usually around my time, lunchtime. Have a good one. See you later.